I'm Mika, your insider from the Philippines, and today we are decoding the absolute silence of the Western man. Stop trying to outtalk the loud, obnoxious guys at the bar. While they are busy bragging about their pensions and buying drinks for the whole room just to get noticed, the sharpest girls from the province are actually watching you. You are terrified of becoming just another walking wallet. You are exhausted from dodging the skin tax, fake emergencies, and constantly wondering if her sudden toothache is just a creative scheme to empty your hard-earned bank accounts. You think sitting quietly makes you invisible. You think because you aren't barking for attention like a desperate younger guy, you are losing the game. You are dead wrong. Your silence isn't a weakness. Over here, it is the ultimate alpha move. But you are completely ruining it because you don't understand why it actually works. You mistake their genuine fascination with your peace for a sudden license to drop your guard. Today, I am going to expose exactly what goes through a Filipina's mind when she sees a quiet, mature man. I will show you how to weaponize your calmness to attract traditional women who crave a sanctuary while effortlessly repelling the predators hunting for a quick ATM payout. Pay close attention. Your silence will either build your paradise or it will silently drain every single dime of your retirement. Let's shatter the ultimate tourist fantasy right now. Most Western men step off the plane thinking they have just landed in a tropical paradise where a quiet demeanor and a polite smile will instantly buy them pure, unconditional love. They see the palm trees, the cheap drinks, and the stunning girls, and they completely drop their guard. But what you don't see are the invisible gears turning the moment you walk into the room. Behind those incredibly sweet smiles and soft voices is a deeply ingrained survival mechanism. In the province, financial pressure is a constant, suffocating reality. An entire extended family is often looking for a lifeline, and a quiet, polite foreigner looks exactly like a soft target. They mistake your gentlemanly silence for extreme naivety. Listen to me. It is not your fault that you feel paranoid. It is not your fault that you are constantly looking over your shoulder. You have spent decades breaking your back, building your wealth, surviving brutal divorces, and dealing with a modern Western dating market that treats mature men like completely invisible ATMs. You came here looking for peace. You came here for genuine affection, not to play a high-stakes game of financial chess with a family you just met. I know exactly how exhausting it is to constantly wonder if her sudden broken phone, her sick relative, or the mysterious hospital bill is a real crisis or just a well-rehearsed script designed to slowly water the hose and empty your bank accounts. You have every right to be defensive. You deserve a woman who wants your heart, not a backdoor pass to your pension. That hesitation you feel? That is your gut telling you the rules of the game are hidden. If you are tired of guessing and just want the exact blueprint to protect your retirement and find real love without the stress, grab my guide, The Philippine Dating Antidote. The link is in the description. Now, let's get back to exactly how you should be using that silence. To understand why your silence is a weapon, you need to picture something clearly. Imagine standing in the absolute dead center of a Category 5 typhoon. That is exactly what daily life in a Philippine province feels like for her. It is relentlessly, exhaustingly loud. I am talking about roosters screaming at 4 in the morning. I am talking about nosy neighbors blasting out-of-tune karaoke until midnight. I am talking about suffocating, chaotic family dramas playing out in the kitchen every single day. And the local boys? They just add to the deafening noise. They try to mask their empty pockets and deep insecurities with loud machismo endless boasting, and aggressive group drinking sessions. In the Western dating market, you are taught that silence is awkward. You are brainwashed to believe that if you are not talking, you are boring. You are told you have to perform like a trained circus monkey just to keep a modern woman's fleeting attention. But over here, in the middle of a grinding Asian survival mentality, noise equals instability. Noise means trouble. When you sit there, completely calm, enjoying your drink without needing to announce your presence, you are not just a quiet foreigner, you are a soundproof room. You are the calm eye of the storm. To a traditional girl who is tired of the daily chaos, your quiet demeanor represents the ultimate sanctuary. It screams predictability. It radiates absolute emotional safety. You are a heavy iron anchor in a world that is constantly shifting under her feet. Keep this typhoon metaphor locked in your mind. This is the foundation of your attraction. Now, let me show you exactly how to use this quiet anchor to your advantage. Rule by hidden rule. Rule number 1 is the contrast of peace. The undeniable fact here is that daily life in the province absolutely lacks privacy. Extended families live on top of each other in tiny spaces, and local boys often mask their deep financial insecurities with loud machismo or chaotic group drinking sessions. To a decent girl, this local noise is beyond exhausting. The hidden survival thinking here is that noise equals instability, immaturity, and stress. So, when you take her out, here is your practical example. You are sitting together at a quiet seaside cafe. Do not panic when the conversation naturally pauses. The loud tourist will immediately start babbling, terrified of an awkward silence. Your exact instruction is to do the complete opposite. Lean heavily into that calm. Do not feel pressured to fill every single gap in the conversation. Let her physically decompress. Let her sip her drink and enjoy the incredibly rare peace of simply sitting quietly next to a man who isn't desperately demanding her attention. To her, your silence represents absolute emotional safety. Rule number 2 is the mystery factor. Here is a cultural fact you need to memorize. Filipinas are raised from childhood on highly emotional, dramatic television soap operas known as teleseries. The hidden explanation here is that when a man is constantly talking, he inevitably breaks that magical illusion with a bad joke or a clumsy cultural blunder. But when you are quiet, she begins to project her ideal, traditional traits onto your silence. She writes her own fairy tale, imagining you as the stoic provider who knows exactly how to take control when it is time to visit the jungle. For a practical example, imagine she asks about your life back home. The loud guy immediately unloads his entire resume, bragging about his pension and instantly turning himself into a shiny new ATM. Your instruction is to keep your cards firmly close to your chest. Keep the mystery alive. Reveal your background and your assets incredibly slowly. Give her small pieces of the puzzle and let her curiosity do the heavy lifting for you. But here is where you are in absolute danger, and you need to listen closely. Getting her attention by being a quiet observer is just the very first step. Knowing 1 or 2 psychological tricks will not save you, because the local exploitation systems adapt faster than you can even blink. If you think acting like a silent stoic is enough, you are walking straight into a trap. You lack the complete armor. Manipulative girls and their highly coordinated families will constantly test your silence. If you do not know the exact rules of engagement, they will assume your quietness simply means you are a passive target who won't ever say no to a sudden medical emergency, a mysteriously broken phone, or a requested loan. Free tips tell you to be quiet, but they never tell you exactly when you must finally speak up before the jaws snap shut. You can try navigating this minefield alone, relying on luck, but one wrong move will cost you your entire retirement. You didn't work your whole life to be another walking wallet. Get the Philippine Dating Antidote right now in the pinned comment. It is the only complete system to vet these girls, read their hidden intentions, and rigorously secure your assets. Do not wait until your bank accounts are bleeding. Get the guide right now. Now that your shield is up, let's move to rule number 3, the observer advantage. The cultural fact dominating the Philippines is the concept of hiya, which means shame or saving face. The hidden explanation is that loud foreigners bulldoze right over these incredibly subtle social cues. Because their mouths never stop moving, they deeply offend her or blindly walk into financial traps. Here is your practical example. You are at dinner, and the service is terrible. The obnoxious tourist will yell at the waitress, causing extreme hiya and humiliating his date in public. You, however, will sit back and use your silence to completely read the room. Your exact instruction is to use your quiet moments exclusively to gather crucial data. Watch her body language. Notice the invisible signs. How does she treat the waitstaff? Is she obsessively staring at her phone screen? Does she push for the most expensive items just because you are paying? While the loud guys are busy showing off, you are quietly running a complete background check with your eyes. The quiet guy sees the trap long before it is sprung. But here is the absolute plot twist, and you need to listen to me as if your entire life depends on it. You think your stoic silence makes you completely untouchable. You think because you are quietly observing the game, you are the one holding all the cards. But the most dangerous threat to your wealth is not the province girl falling for your silent charm. The real danger, the invisible trap you are blindly walking into, is her extended family. In Filipino culture, there is a powerful concept called pakikisama, which means going along with the group. And here is the brutal, counterintuitive truth. Over here, silence is often interpreted as absolute consent. If her uncle casually asks for a small loan for a new tricycle, or her cousin orders an extra bucket of expensive beers on your tab, and you just sit there, smiling politely and nodding because you do not want to make a scene, the trap closes. You are instantly categorized as the new, permanent family sponsor. You thought you were just being a polite, quiet gentleman. They know you just handed them the keys to your bank accounts. Your own inflated ego, the pride you take in being the nice, quiet guy, becomes the exact weapon they use to bankrupt you. This is the profound reality you must accept. The ultimate unspoken reason a traditional Filipina respects a quiet man is because she knows that when he does finally open his mouth, his word carries an absolute, terrifying weight. Your silence is only valuable if it is backed by unbreakable iron. Be the calm eye of the storm 90% of the time. But the 10% of the time her family inevitably tests your boundaries, you must become an immovable brick wall. Listen to me carefully. Take a deep breath and let go of all that defensive tension. You do not need to change who you are. You do not need to learn a million pickup lines or act like a loud 20-year-old party boy just to be seen. I know the modern Western dating market made you feel utterly invisible, but leave that toxic garbage behind you. Over here, Your 60 years are not an expiration date. They are the absolute apex of your life. Every gray hair, every quiet moment, and every lesson you have learned from decades of brutal hard work makes you infinitely more attractive than a reckless young boy who cannot even take care of himself. You are a man who has finally conquered his world, and you deserve a woman who looks at you with pure respect, not a hidden calculator. I am telling you this with absolute certainty. Despite the invisible traps, the Philippines is still the greatest place on earth for a good traditional man to find genuine, unconditional love. You are a king who has fully earned his peace, and your quiet confidence is exactly what a real, province-raised queen is praying for every single night. Let the loud tourists make their noise and blindly empty their bank accounts. You just stay exactly as you are, calm, strong, and deeply protected. Now, I have a serious question for you to answer in the comments. What is the most ridiculous lie a girl or her family has ever told you to try and break your silence and get you to open your wallet? Tell me your story, because your experience might just save another good man from making a devastating mistake. My absolute mission here is to be the insider you never had, protecting your hard-earned peace from the predators hiding in plain sight. If my brutal honesty today saved you from trying to out-yell the obnoxious guys at the bar, hit that like button, subscribe, and maybe treat me to a bucket of Jollibee chicken or a cold San Miguel beer so I can keep giving you the unfiltered truth. Stay sharp, stay quiet, and stay protected out there.